Imagine a place so dark, so cold, so distant that sunlight never reaches it. A place where the pressure is so intense it would crush a submarine like a soda can. This isn't some alien planet. It's right here, on Earth, beneath the ocean. For 70% of our planet is covered by water, and yet humans have explored less than 5% of it. That means 95% of the ocean remains uncharted, unseen, unknown. That's where some of the strangest life forms on Earth live. Below 200 meters, sunlight vanishes. 1,000 meters, scientists call the midnight zone. It's total darkness, but life thrives here. Take the sea devil, for example. One of the ocean's most bizarre predators. It's an anglerfish with a glowing lure dangling from its head like a lantern in the dark. Doesn't chase its prey, tempts it. When the curious fish gets close, snap, it's gone. These creatures didn't evolve to be scary. They evolved to survive in one of the harshest environments on Earth. For millions of years, they did, quietly, disturbed. But something strange has been happening in recent years. Creatures that never come to the surface are suddenly showing up all over the world. In January 2023, a Japanese fisherman hauled in a serpentine silver-scaled beast, nearly 6 meters long. It was an oarfish, a deep-sea dweller that normally lives around 1,000 meters below. Now, in Japan, the oarfish is known as the messenger from the sea god. Legend says, when it appears near shore, a major earthquake or tsunami may follow. And indeed, after Japan's devastating 2011 earthquake, dozens of oarfish were found stranded along the coast. For a long time, scientists dismissed these stories as folklore, but now they're taking a closer look. Because it's not just oarfish, anglerfish, viperfish, giant isopods, species once confined to the abyss, are being found closer to the surface, in places they've never been seen before. And this isn't coincidence, it's climate change, playing out in the deep. Here's what's happening. As the planet warms, so do our oceans. Over 90% of the excess heat from global warming is absorbed by the sea. And that heat doesn't just stay at the surface, it slowly sinks, disrupting layers that have remained stable for millennia. At the same time, deep waters are losing oxygen. Why? Warmer water holds less oxygen, and as surface currents weaken due to melting ice and shifting winds, less oxygen gets mixed down into the deep. So, what do deep-sea creatures do when their home becomes unlivable? They move upward. Every night, billions of marine animals already make a secret journey, swimming hundreds of meters up, feed under cover of darkness, and retreating before sunrise. It's the largest daily migration on Earth, bigger than any bird or wildebeest trek. Now, many aren't going back down, stuck near the surface, exposed to predators, sunlight they can't tolerate, and worst of all, human activity. Fishing trawlers, plastic pollution, noise, light. These ancient species, some unchanged for millions of years, are now facing threats they never evolved to handle. Here's the terrifying part. We might be losing species before we even discover them. Think about that. The unexplored 95% of the ocean, there could be creatures with unique genes, medicines, or ecological roles we can't even imagine. But if their ecosystems collapse before we find them, they'll vanish forever, silently. And it's not just warming waters threatening them. There's a new danger lurking on the horizon: deep-sea mining. Companies are now racing to scrape the ocean floor for rare metals used in electric cars and smartphones. Problem? Deep seabed is home to some of the slowest growing, most fragile ecosystems on Earth, like coral gardens that take thousands of years to form. Once destroyed, they won't recover in our lifetime, maybe not in 1,000. So why should we care about fish we've never seen? Because the deep ocean isn't just a museum of oddities. A climate regulator, absorbs carbon, drives global currents. It produces oxygen. In fact, half the oxygen we breathe comes from marine life, much of it linked to deep ocean processes. When the deep sea suffers, the entire planet feels it. Oarfish isn't a myth. Sea devil isn't a monster. They're messengers from a world we barely understand, telling us something is wrong. We don't need ancient legends to interpret their warning anymore. We have science, we have data, and we have a choice. Will we keep treating the ocean as an endless frontier to exploit, or will we finally protect the last wild place on Earth before its silence becomes permanent?